Last week, the Trump administration froze their US funding, with thousands of civilian lives at risk. Will the Prime Minister step up, pledge the government to plug the funding shortfall that now exists, and ensure these heroic rescue workers can continue their work?
Prime Minister.
Can I say to the honourable gentleman, we recognise the very important and valuable work that the White Helmets are doing. They are, as he says, doing this in horrendously difficult conditions. They are incredibly brave to be continuing that work. We do support them. We will continue to support them. And my right honourable friend, the International Development Secretary, will be looking at the level of that support in the future.
Well, the issue was raised today during Prime Minister's questions. A particular one about the White Helmets came from a member of the Labour Party, and in particular asking the question because, of course, the US government have decided to cut their funding for the White Helmets. And so, as the question went, what would the British government be looking to do to plug that gap? Now, it's interesting that the US government have taken that decision because just a couple of months ago in March, the White Helmets and their senior leaders were in Washington taking high-level meetings with US government officials who were praising them for their work and praising them for their life-saving activities, as it's been put. But not everybody is a fan of the White Helmets. There have been repeated allegations that they have been linked to al-Qaeda-type groups and that they have been on front lines where groups like al-Nusra have been present, working hand in hand, and also that some of their rescue missions have been nothing but stunts to try to win the world's sympathy. Now, the White Helmets continue to maintain that they're purely a humanitarian group and that they have no links to any extremist groups or the like. But it's interesting. They were founded by a former British Army soldier, a former mercenary by the name of James Mesurier. And so it seems that with this latest pledge by the UK government to look into plugging that funding gap, the links between Britain and the White Helmets look set to continue.
We spoke to political analyst Mike Raddy, who's been to Syria himself. He told us the case against the White Helmets is abundantly clear.
The British people have something serious to consider here. Unless they've been sealed in a hermetically sealed bubble of the mainstream media, or they haven't read a book in their lives, they must have their doubts about this group now. There's been enough written about them. The people that we spoke to in Aleppo last year, they called them al-Nusra's Fire Brigade. Most people had not actually heard of them. But this year in Aleppo, we heard one man say that they were bad actors. So they have a reputation of doing the staged rescues. But the revelations from people in East Ghouta that have been liberated just in the past month shed more nefarious light on this group. I think the people in England and Britain should be asking themselves, do they need to go on some kind of tax strike and start withholding funds from the government, because they're going to find themselves on the wrong side of the law just by paying taxes. It's a very, very strange situation for Theresa May to put us all in.